done a show in a hostel before, but we'll give it a go. So, one thing I did notice, though, about this place that I have a little bit of an issue with is in the bathroom they have a hand dryer. And have any of you guys ever used a hand dryer and not wiped your hands then just on your pants? I mean, none of us will sit there long enough to use a hand dryer and actually really use it. Am I right? Okay. So I have a solution. I know how you can get more people to use hand dryers. It's really simple. Replace it with paper towel holders. It's so easy, right? That's one way of doing it. I have lots of good ideas, just like that one that got no laughs, and that's fine. That one got it. Look at that. One of the things I'd like to see, and I love when things are convenient, when they're easy, because I'm lazy. But one of the things I love at the supermarket, self-checkout. You guys do self-checkout? It's the best, right? Self-checkout also would be a phenomenal name for an assisted suicide clinic. Am I right? Totally. You want to die? Self-checkout. Convenient, fast, done. I think it could work. That's a good one, man. I'll tell you. I like that one. I do like that one. So I did grow up, obviously not here. I grew up in America. My parents are American. And I guess you could call us Jewish. But, our Jewish was weird because my mom was an agnostic and my dad was very confused. So, we just basically had a strange household. Like, you could eat a ham sandwich, but if you put cheese on it, it was goyish. Like, that you couldn't do. The cheese made the ham all of a sudden something forbidden. It was bad. Couldn't do it. But, that growing up there, it was, I'd say the best thing I got from my parents were shitty genes. For some reason, Ashkenazic European Jews, genetically, we're just a big mess. We really are. And I can tell you, that is why I married a girl who is half genetically not Jewish. And that is my master plan. Maybe I shouldn't use that word here. But let me tell you something. It's great because her dad is from Tennessee, okay? And he was born not Jewish. He was adopted as a baby, Jewish, right? Her mom is Ashkenazic Jew from South Africa, whoop, whoop, from South Africa, which makes her racist, right? Basically. Deep South, all through there. And on second thought, maybe marrying a girl whose dad from Tennessee wasn't such a good idea to stop the Jewish inbreeding problem that led to these bad genetics. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens to our 5 children. I do have 5 kids, and I noticed there is applause for that. Usually people go, oh, 5 kids. And sometimes I do that, but they really, children, they say children are a gift. Most gifts come with receipts, so you can return them. That's not what you can do at this children's exchange. It's a clothing store. I checked it out. Can't give them back. But, for the most part, love the kids. Kids are great. But it is weird, when you have kids, you start reading a lot of those children's books that you read as a kid. Guys, remember some of these books? I mean, they're weird if you go back to them as an adult, right? Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss, not a doctor. Never got a master's, no medical license, but this guy wrote books that were strange as hell. Horton Hears a Who. Sounds like Horton's schizophrenic. Horton needs medication. That is what Horton needs. But, I'd have to say the worst book is Green Eggs and Ham. You guys know this book, Green Eggs and Ham, right? Do you like Green Eggs and Ham?
Yes.
Right? We know this book, right? I'm fucking sorry. That book is all about a guy not listening to consent. If that book was written in 2023, Sam I Am would be Me Too'd so fast. And he should be. We are teaching terrible messages to our children with that book. And, I try really hard. I try really hard to give my boys, and girls, that perspective, right? That your body, your choice, you all have a half non-Jewish mom, so you're all good looking, right? Thanks for that. And I will say that it's not just genetics there, it is a cultural thing. You guys ever notice, how many people here are Jewish, by the way? How many people here are not Jewish? Okay, cool, about half and half, nice, very good. You guys can go make some half and half babies. That's nice. Avoid some of the genetic problems, get some money, hopefully, right? Yeah. Jews are good at money. Come to Israel if you want to dispel that notion. We are all in minus. You guys have minus where you're from? Minus is where the bank says, okay, you can spend all this money you don't have, and that'll just keep being every month what you don't have. And it really is something. But let me tell you, one of the things that I love about being Jewish is that when you're not a Jew, the standard for hot is like really hard, right? It's like, all right, in non-Jewish world, right? I'm like a 7. I'm a solid 7, you know? In shape, pretty decent looking. So solid 7. But in Jewish world, like a 9.5. You know, I got a law degree. I am a catch in Jewish world. In fact, I am such a catch in Jewish world. When I first started becoming Jewisher, which I obviously decided wasn't a good idea after 15 years of trauma. But anyway, we'll talk about that in another show. When I first started becoming Jewish, I actually had a guy at a Shabbat meal go, so are you on the market? I'm like, what, like Bitcoin? Like, apparently there's a market. And if you are a single male and you are Jewish attending Shabbat meals, you are on that market. I didn't even know. And I think whatever. I did relatively okay. I got a very beautiful wife who came here tonight. And it is summertime. So guess what she's going to start to do with her Anglo-Saxon skin? Tanning.
Support your hobby.
Yeah, support your hobby. That's right. But she's going to start tanning. Now, every summer we go through this. She goes tanning. And one of two things happens. Either she comes back with like red marks from her bathing suit, like where her bathing suit didn't cover, all over. She looks all like old school Wolverine for any comic book dorks that know what that costume looked like. Or she comes back and I have to lie about how tan she looks. And she'll be like, oh, well, did I get color? And I'm like, okay, let's get the Benjamin Moore paint strips and find out. You know, I got to hold them up to her and I'm just like, okay, well, you know, you're not really off-white. Maybe you're eggshell or, I don't know, we got cream. But, you know, I mean, she's so white she could use a piece of paper like an invisibility cloak. I mean, that is just what she's got and that's what we got to go with. But again, it's okay. I'm not complaining about it. I will tell you this, though. I am baffled by some of the things that we say and do in Judaism, right? One of the things we don't do is get tattoos, right? Unless you're really trying to go for rebelling or you're from Tel Aviv, then you get lots of tattoos. But, you know, my mom was always like, don't get tattoos. So get it. Look, I don't get tattoos, right? But it's not even that I don't I don't understand them. I really don't. I really, really don't. Like, how do you make that decision of what you're going to get? How do you know? Right? Most of you guys, we're getting tattoos. We're 18 years old. Your tastes at 18 are going to be very different than your taste at 25, 35, 45, and so on. Right? And so, like, there's certain tattoos that just say, I'm full of bad life choices. But let me tell you something. How do you know? It's like, I think getting a tattoo at 18 is like putting your college dorm room posters in a brand new house you're buying later in life. Right? It's like you're not going to like the same stuff. And that is how you end up with a picture of Vin Diesel tattooed on your ass cheek, right? Let me tell you, if I ever got a tattoo, I know what I would get. I would just go for a tramp stamp that actually said tramp stamp with the state of New Jersey right in the middle. Because that's where I'm from. And that is the most popular tattoo you'll see there. I just want to finish with a few things while I have, I think, about 30 seconds or so. A few little things that I find funny. You know, some of the things people say, you know, these idioms, right? Things that people say, things like save for a rainy day, right? Some of them are just strange. I think they should be rewritten. Like people say, you know, those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. I think those who live in glass houses should keep their clothes on, unless they're hot. There's another one I like, which is that people say, you know, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Now, I don't know what that means. But I think a bird in the hand is worth the bar of soap you need to buy to wash the shit off your palm. Anyway, thank you very much. Our next performer is Ariella Edby.